daughter that I'm primarily concerned about, and we're working on her now. Well, some years ago, the doctor told me, and they told me this often, that she would never be herself again. But I've always said they're lies. Yeah. I don't believe what they say. And I tell you, I've gone everywhere. And I finally found a resting place. Yeah. And I'm resting my case right here.
Wonderful.
And I want to thank the group that came to my house about almost 2 weeks ago. I want to thank Jim and Tim Stone, who arranged this group to come on. So a beautiful group. Mostly consists of people in the Oakland group. And I've been meeting with them for the last 2 weeks now. They're a beautiful group, and they've helped me so much. And they just show so much love. And the love that I see here. And I know with Jim behind me and the love in this temple that my daughter's going to come through. Thank you.
Yes,
There are so many miracles in this church that it's hard to tell about one without telling about 2 or 3 because they run together to make a beautiful flow of miracles that changes our lives. I have a job that I've had for a year that was gotten for me by a miracle. The man employed me and then I wasn't able to go to work for 6 weeks. And he waited for 6 weeks with nobody working for him because our Father kept that job open for me. And I was one of the fortunate ones to go back to Philadelphia. I was also doubly blessed to be in the same bus with Jim. And in the course of conversation, he asked me how my job was doing. And I told him that progressively each month we were getting less and less orders and that my boss was going bankrupt. And that was all that was said. When we came back from the trip, my boss was in a state of turmoil. The orders were pouring in so fast, he didn't know what to do with them. He had to hire another girl, one of our temple members, had to be hired full-time to help keep up with the orders, and he still doesn't know what's going on. And I didn't ask. I didn't even ask for any help. I didn't even think to ask for any help. Another thing, I ran out of gas just the other day. I had about 1.5 miles to go to the service station, and I thought, well, the car sputtered and stopped, and I thought, well, I'll try to start it, see if it'll go a few more feet to save me a few feet of walking. And suddenly there was gasoline in the car. And I went up 2 grades and down a grade and up again. I got to the service station. I went on the wrong side of the tank because I was so excited. And I pulled back and I went back up again, and I had plenty of gas to do all of this. And I didn't ask. And you know, for 30 years, I prayed to a sky god, and I got down on my knees, and I pleaded, and I cried for help, and I got nothing but disappointment and heartache. All right. And now we have a Father who loves each one of us so much that we don't even have to ask, and the blessings are there. He wants to give us so much that everything we need and everything we desire that's good for us is there before we ask. How thankful we are for you, Tim. Thank you. I have no doubt in my mind that this will turn out. Some of us know that I had to go to court last Monday for my son, and he's in prison in another state. The young man that was with me, he and I went in, and there was no coat, and we understood that he was not sent. And the attorney told us that it was better this way, that to wait a little bit longer, because he thought that a little bit later it would be better for us. But there's no doubt in my mind at all when I talked to Jim about it, that after 16 years everything will be all right. When he comes here, I know everything's going to be all right. I just know it. I can't talk.
I thank you for being here this morning. I especially want to thank Jim Jones for what he has done for me. You know, when we was in San Francisco, Sunday before that, I was a lady that passed the cancer. I had taken x-rays, and my x-ray didn't even show anything about a cancer.
Oh, my.
But I'm going to tell you about the man, Jim Jones. He found something that the X-ray didn't show.
Yes, he did.
And I want to tell you something about Jim Jones that he told me about my daughter that I gave birth to. Yes.
All right.
Jim, I just want to let you know, I asked my daughter to come and I gave her the message that you told me to give her. Saturday night at 12 o'clock, in the apartment house where she was living, up on the 4th floor, it caught a fire. And my daughter lived on the 3rd floor. And Jim, you know, I got to the place that I couldn't even cry. When my child came to me, she came to me on a nightgown. Yes. Had the baby in her arms. I said, where's the baby? She said, you know, Mama, I'm your child too. I said, I know you're my child, but where's the baby? All I could see was Jim. I couldn't even cry.
All right.
I said, I know Jim is right here.
Yeah.
So, Jim, I'm here to tell you, I'm a member of People Temple.
All right.
I'm a member. And I will be coming, Jim, as often as I possibly can. When I can't come, I'm going to call you. Let you know why. But I'm a member, Jim.
Equality has other laws. No right, says she, without their duties. No claims on equals without cause. Toilers from shop and field united. The party we all do, for we have all the work. The earth belongs to us, the people. No room here for us to shirk. How many on our flesh shall fatten? But if the noisome birds of prey shall vanish from the sky some morning, the blessed sunlight still will stay. And the birds of broil, the birds of this spoiling tear, are vanishing from this extended glade. This administration is for no other purpose
That's right.
than to show mankind the road to freedom. Condescending saviors that come to us by their so-called pity from some judgment hall. But I'm here as a sample and example to show you that you can bring yourself up with your own bootstraps and you can become your God, not in condescension, but in resurrection, in upliftment from whatever condition, economic injustice or servitude or racism you might have had to endure. Within you rest the keys of deliverance. Right. We ask for no condescending saviors. We want no help from some judgment hall. That has been pawned off on us too long. Now we're looking to the key that is within every heart and breast. And I, God that came from the earth of earth, and the dust of this toilsome fields and the hardships of labor, from the lowest of economic positions, from the misery of poverty near the railroad tracks, I came to show you that the only God you need is within you. None other. That's my only purpose in being here. When that transition comes, there shall be no need for gods or any other kind of ideology, rituals, tradition, and religion. The opiate of the people shall be removed from the consciousness of all mankind. There shall be no longer further need for anything religious when freedom comes. There will be no need for concerns about the tomorrows, because every day will be heaven. We will have built the heaven that man has suppositionally dreamed about. We will have the heaven that we have been taught by the white masters would one day be given to us, that we might be able to shine somebody's shoes in the throne room. But we shall have our freedom here and now in the kingdom of heaven. It's marvelous. And in the meantime, I come in the phenomena of religion to get people out of religion. I came, the very God of heaven in all of its might and fullness, with all the power that you said God had. I have come to make one final dissolution, one final elimination of all religious opinion. There's no room in the consciousness of truth for religious opinion. And until I have eradicated it from the face of the earth, I shall do all the miracles that you said your God would do and never did. I shall come and heal you of all the diseases that you prayed for that never happened. You saw the woman today that did not give the message that I told her, but she said, I will be with you, because I gave her a message that saved her child's life. Otherwise, it would have been destroyed by fire. You've seen all the gifts and faculties of the woman that moved down the aisle when I told her, I, God, command you to walk, and she walked. Not only did she walk, but she ran around this place. But all that is done that I might eliminate all of the condescending Savior images that you have. To remove all the judgment hall concepts and all the heavens and the sky and all the sky God consciousness. I want to eliminate it from the opinions of people to recognize finally and completely that there is no God but. I see there's some still not aware of what God is. God is perfect freedom, justice, equality, and thus the only thing that brings perfect justice, freedom, and equality, perfect love in all of its beauty and holiness is socialism. So God is socialism. And socialism is God. And the twain have been married. In this dispensation I have taken upon myself a body, the same one that walked in the plains of Mamre, of whom Solomon said his hair was as black as a raven, and he would shave, as Isaiah said, 7:20, he will shave after those days with a razor. I come shaving with a razor. I come with the black hair of the raven. I came as a God socialist to eliminate all your false gods and opinions. And that administration has been done, then I shall go into the obscurity of the conscious collective principle, socialism, and will have no need to make any further intrusion in the affairs of man. Men have so dastardly distorted what my spirit is that it was necessary for me to come upon the scene, and I have. I shall show you from time to time proofs of that, so that you will have no further need of religion, because the highest authority tells you that you have no further need of it. I've come doing all the things you ever imagined God to do and have never seen done. You have never seen anyone resurrected before your eyes, and yet you have seen me do it repeatedly. You've never seen anyone shot down as I was before your eyes with the blood spurting from the body and heal themselves, yet I, the socialist worker, did that. It's beautiful to know God is a socialist worker. You can identify with that. God is a socialist worker. He is one of the people. He's an instrument of all that you have desired. All that freedom embraces, all that justice embodies, everything that sensitivity imbibes, that is what your God is. And I must say it is a great effort to be God. I wish it upon another, but no one else in the particular stratum of the class consciousness that we are evolving in has the faculty that I do. When they do, I'll be glad to hold their coat. In the meantime, I shall be God, and beside me there shall be no other. I was thinking the other day, just a few services back or last week, one of my brothers came to me to show you that there's nothing lost in this consciousness. My brother John back there, you were concerned about something that was lost. You were concerned, and you lost it miles and miles away. Well, my spirit retrieves it for you today. Come and take it. There's nothing lost in my life. I just wanted every now and then to show you that it can be done. Here it is. No one else was with you, and yet I know where you lost it, and I retrieved it. Other things that are lost here that I would pass out before the end of the meeting. I'm just doing a little shop work. Keep you mesmerized with the socialist vision. expect. Atmospheric difficulties, I have to give grief. When you have disaffection, this is one thing that we can understand. But when it comes to hatred, I pass some of it here too. Antipathy. When I pass that, you can't hurt me. It only boomerangs on you. The chickens always come home to roost. You can't common equality between all races. Surely you believe in that. You've heard about economic equality. Even Governor Rockefeller says we need more of that. The world is beginning to say the rich have had it too easy. They get loopholes through the taxes. They don't even pay any taxes. So we're asking for a common denominator that will free the people from the bondage of the aristocracy of the rich, the plutocracy. Yes. That's been months ago that my spirit resurrected her and brought her out. He said, your spirit? Why, of course, there's nobody else's spirit but my spirit. See, I've lost my will and his will. It's written of old. Even in the three-dimensional man, we have seen poverty eliminated out of millions of people across the ocean. I heard the radio raving this morning about the tremendous feats of health across the ocean. Where people were starving, now they are fed. Where there was no medicines, now doctors are going back into the paddies barefoot to see that everyone has good medical care. Where there was a life expectancy of there's a brother back there that has given me some concern. Just with Dr. Bramwell at some occasion.
Yeah.
I want to tell you, brother, that what you had last night, drugs, if you get caught again, you'll be in jail, and my spirit will not be able to help you. I reached you as a socialist liberator for your health and your well-being. If you will take, you've got in your pack something you take two times a day in the pack, in a big bottle. I would cease taking those for 10 days. And I said, I urge you to stick around and learn this socialist principle. They've taken our Bill of Rights as theirs. Get all of our advancement of science and technology and all of the so-called input of that morality and morale building that capitalism is supposed to give. We have not been able to eliminate social disease, not in one sitting. And it's eliminated, according to the report today on the radio over KGO, over the entire nation. 800 million people free of social disease. No drugs, this report said on KGO. No debilitation from alcohol. Practically eliminated from the minds of people, and young never think about it. Yet my whole nation do something about my youth. 9 years of age. You heard 59 of our children testifying before they came in here that they used drugs at 9 years of age.
That's right.
As a common practice, they were using drugs at 8 and 9 years of age. If you think you're protected in a little agrarian community, an agricultural community such as this, you are badly mistaken, because our public school teachers can inform you. I have friends in the school administration and the board that have informed me that drugs have been found in the 4th grade level. They're pushing drugs in the 4th grade level right in this valley. Something to think about.
Right.
So if it can work in a 3-dimensional scope, how much more when the only parapsychologist of this magnitude comes along, the only one you've ever seen turn water into wine, the only one you've ever seen, the only God that you've ever seen that's able to resurrect himself when the blood is gushing out of his chest. And take my fingers after the nursing personnel put their fingers in the gaping holes. I just took my hand and closed.
Yes, sir.
No one else have you seen that can do that. Isn't it wonderful? And all of it's come to show you one thing, that now God also is on the side of socialism. It's so ridiculous, my office, I almost laughed, but
If you uptight people, they understood. You really got more in common with me than you think. You see, you turn it into, you put it into the processing and get some money out of it to save the people. That's what you do. Anything.
Right.
And if you don't need a God, fine. I'm no problem to you. But if you need a God, I'm going to nose out that other God because it's a false God, and I'll nose that God out until you get the right concept in your mind. You understand the mystery? You understand the mystery? If you don't have a God and you're already believing that you must build a society, that you're going to have to eliminate poverty, racism, injustice, and war, that you're going to have to stand up and protest loud and clear against all the inequities of life, that you are going to have to make your own Declaration of Independence, then I will not bother you. But if you're holding on to that sky God, I'll nose him out 10 links every